Casual. Well, yeah, it's back again. It's Halloween for Dylan himself. Now they counter it with a pick with the marksman of Echo. And now they're shortening down. Possible Hero Ocean of Exhort because they've taken out the Farsa, who has been very successful in the matches.
I wonder if Echo are going to take out the Kadita of Exhort because they honestly have the lineup to deal with it. So they might leave it open if they're not. RSG, though, they still have an Eve available for them, even though we haven't seen her a lot this season. Maybe it's time for Exhort to show his other picks if he has them. I want to see RSG even consider the Lilia if possible, because if the fourth pick is also a very dive-heavy hero for Echo, a Lilia would be great at punishing that. And a classic Lilia-Lolita combo plus a Melissa, you're still going to be able to set up that Melissa well.
She hasn't been debuted yet, right?
If I'm not mistaken, she was
Is it once,
picked
maybe?
once? Yeah, I
One
remember her getting picked once earlier this season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I like that Arla band. Last one there from Echo.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to let that slip in the hands of Naths here, especially in this
Respect.
matchup. So
Yeah.
there's the respect on it. Because, yeah, that hero is definitely rising, and I'm sure we're going to see more of him throughout the season.
Yeah,
Bro, he
and
feels
becoming a
broke.
strong choice.
Yeah, he feels broken. Just a little bit broken. With
I'm telling
unbending
you,
will earlier.
Not only that, but imagine, you know, when we were speculating, could he fit in the jungle? Imagine there's like another team or version that's like, all right, we're going to roll with the Demon Slayer Arlot, and then it's like, this man has been on almost every emblem, you know?
Yeah.
And then you see him in the roam, you see him, I don't think you'd see him mid, but, you know, jokes aside,
Well,
the hero's rising.
with this two teams, there's always a possibility for that
knows?
craziness, right? So they ban out on the EXP heroes that Sanford could be strong with. That's Zalapu, that's the glue. Now what's left in the table for Echo to choose here?
There's the Benedetta. All the comfort picks that we know Sanford to use, he still has a Benedetta on him. No wonder they lock that quickly. So RSG, will you have the catch for the Benedetta? You already have your gold laner. Will they be able to pick an XP laner with catch? How are they going to match the rotational speed of one Benedetta? Maybe we might even see Nats consider something like a Terizla. Just to have a little bit more AoE catch there paired up, and that's what they'll have a lot of in spades.
Yep.
Of course, you see their H2's buff, his better half.
Yep, present, live, and in the studio. That's right. That's the focus right there on H2. And as we talk about the possible ways of pairing a good way on the EXP lane for RSG, Paquito,
Finally.
for the second time with the 0% win rate, they're showing it now.
There's the Eve. Okay, so Paquito, Eve, calling it back with a lot of XP laners off the board. It looks like some Season 9 pickings here. Of course, Paquito falling out of the meta. But honestly, we've seen Naths pull off some pretty crazy stuff as a Paquito XP lane. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to pull it off again here today.
Well, the contention right now is always, well, on the side of EXP lanes, Nats and Sanford. On the other hand, Sanford with the Benedetta, we've seen him perform in the crucial moments of the replays back in week 1 or 2, how he made that split. So there's a lot of members here of Echo that they need to worry about. Who's the playmaker? Who's the one who's dealing damage? Because at some point, they know Benecutis is going to split. But now something up is new. It's the Barretts for Echo. For Carl TZ?
This is kind of like a throwback lineup for both teams a little bit, right?
Yeah,
so interesting though, and it's a nice. Even though it's a throwback, I gotta say, you know, I'm happy to see these drafts from both these teams here.
Oh yeah.
If the most current drafts that we're used to seeing aren't available, you call it back to the most recent ones that work. And it's just a slight flashback. Well, you said throwback, so I'm gonna use that. I don't know why I changed it. Throwback to season 10 vibes.
Yeah.
Pre-M4, or actually even a little bit of M4, but more pre-M4.
Yeah. So we might see something new, but as our prediction goes, so watch out for the Smart Power prediction. At some point in the game, a poll will show up, and you only have until the timer runs out. So be sure to comment on the prediction with hashtag #PowerOfSmart. Remember to keep an eye on the poll, and you might win a redeemable code. Let's not go any further. It's Echo versus RSG Slate Philippines for the last game of the night.
Man, these other teams got to catch up on these drums, by the way.
I know, right?
You know, every time Echo is here, I forgot, they imported the drums. People are importing players around the world. Echo imported drums to the Philippines.
Yeah, if anyone in the teams can hear me, can one of you please bring a saxophone one day?
Oh yeah,
I
do
love
some
how
jazz.
saxophones sound, and that'd be great. Imagine having a jazz group as your battle cry army.
Soothing, soothing. Now, okay, force out the flicker on one by Sanji. The slide covering the spaces for H2.
Yeah. Killer Orcas, by the way, they ranked in first in kills, 14.7 on average. Massive for the Killer Whales.
Oh yeah. Now the challenger goes. The rotation is. I'm pretty concerned about rotation here. It's more like now it's Yawi with Carl Teasy finding pressure, and the threat of Melissa still becoming persistent for every match.
Yeah, the Melissa will be a problem here because RSG set up their lineup very well for that Melissa, and later on in the team fighting, you'll see Nats. If he's not going to peel, which I don't think he'll need to be for the Melissa, he's just going to be annoying the heck out of the back line of Echo. So it's going to be up here for the timings of Sanji's Cult Altar. Yaoi being able to get the pick off, obviously. But of course, Sanford being able to land a Petrify plus ultimate combo with the Electro Final Blow to force Exort out of the real world manipulation early, or maybe even get some damage on Eman.
Oh yeah, so pressure, peel, Sanford here. Oh, that's the head-to-head go. Sanford and Nats. Still being cautious in the early game progress. First one is up.
Yeah, so the battle is going to ensue for this. I would assume, even granted the stats for both teams, looks like it's going to go in the hands of Echo here. There is some showing of want to contest it, but it doesn't happen. But Yaoi find the grab, plus they eat him up with a Daytona's welcome. Light's going to fall here. Sanford trying to get out. They're happy with the one kill they get against Light, plus the objective.
They know where he could be coming from.
Yeah.
They've watched and they know.
Yeah, and that's a good read there by Echo. Good preparation being shown there, respecting we called it the very weird positionings of Light.
Yeah.
The weird positionings that work so well because you never expect that you're just going to get set up out of nowhere. Look at that. Yaoi already ahead of the board. He knows his rival's positioning pattern so well.
Well, speaking of patterns here, the pressure keeps going with the marksman up top, and seems like RSG is trying to find an avenue not to be disturbed on how Carl Teasy and Sanji rotates. You have one thing, you have a sustaining life, plus there's a catch on the Barretts that can give them a -1 right away. So with this 3-man rotating force, cages up RSG to be in their camp.
Yep. Already a Corrosion Scythe, full built there by Eman. Meanwhile, across the board there, still on the way to the Demon Hunter Sword, first item for Ben Cutie's Claude.
This is difficult because if you're noticing, if you're just watching the way they're moving around, right, RSG, it's really hard for them to actually move forward because of the threat, not only because of Yaoi with the Divine Judgment, but even Sanji, right? So that's what we're seeing them have difficulty with. And I think it would be even just better if RSG Slate Philippines decides to delay a little bit, play that defense style, and allow Emon to come online here with this Melissa pick.
Yeah, exactly. That is the right call. Echo's taking control of the center. Just make sure RSG can draw some attention away from the gold lane so that Emon can be able to freely farm.
Yeah, and Yaoi was just there in the pixel bush for standing in the second, just waiting for someone to take a peek, because he knows that RSG would really want to get the second turtle. But on the other side, they're more leaning towards the Echo positioning.
Well, they're going to have to battle for this, but they can't even get close again. The pressure is too much. Carl Teasy going to secure that. Light goes in, finds a huge Shura Blast. This is the moment for them. They're unleashing. They get the Cult Altar off. 2 fall. Exort grabs another. They're still fighting it out. Nats. They're going to kill the 1-2 punch. They're going deep. And he gets Sanji. He finds them. 4 down. Echo is in trouble. Benny Cutie going to try with Nats. Nats with the 1-2. The double kill.
Oh my!
Nats.
Yeah, everything we talked about, what to expect from their players, from the lineups, how they're gonna play this game. It happened in the first major big team fight of the game, or the second one of the game. My goodness, across the board, all of them just doing what we expected them to do.
My gosh. Kindly scratch things out slowly as we discuss possibilities, because in these 2 teams we're just battling it out. They're not afraid to take responsibilities, even hesitations.
Yeah.
That's how they managed to dive all at once. But who really won that team fight?
Oh, well, that is going to be even for me, honestly. Echo got the second turtle of the game, but they lost a lot. RSG was, as we'd like to call, able to make bawik.
Oh yeah, that's what we call an English comeback, right? Slowly gaining back what's lost.
Yeah.
Well, on the other hand, this 3-man rotation, they know, RSG knows on what could be the possibility if they keep on diving and reaching those lines. Look at that showdown, Sanford and Nats.
Yeah. Keep it there. Keep it there, cameraman. Keep it there, please. Don't
Stay in there.
Stay in there. All right, there we go to do it. Ooh, I like the final blow.
Sanford just going to clear it up. He doesn't want to go toe-to-toe with Nats here, especially him having 2 kills already with the 3 assists. And it's great. It's great to see Paquito again, right? Especially in the hands of a player like Nats. But again, even with this kind of hope for RSG Slate Philippines, they still should be able to contest this one, right? You don't want to give 3 turtles here in the hands of Echo. They will play around having that objective dominance. So you can see Light, again, looking for the angle that he found previously.
Oh, no. You need to be worried about the positioning on where the Numenon Blast would come from.
Yeah, Sanford does not have his Electro final blow. Oh, no, he got it.
Okay, H2O able to secure that one away. Now they're going to be fighting it out. Nav still looking for a target if he can find one here. The stuns are out. Electro Final Blow going to be committed. They get the punch off the well. Light does it again. And now they're on the hunt here. Carl Teasy can't get away. And Nav's grabbing a kill as well. 2 fall for Echo again. Now Benny Cutie looking for Exort. If he can find him, he gets stunned. He goes back at the perfect moment with the BMI.
Oh, we have to call back to the interview that Coach Panda had after the victory of RSG Slate Philippines. He said, when we get back to the boot camp, these gentlemen are going to be getting some words from me because he was not happy with their overall performance. They got the win, but Coach Panda knew, Pandamentals, guys, we can play so much better. And right now, RSG Slate Philippines, they are firing off from all cylinders, playing really well, knowing their individual and group assignments, the timings of Light and Exor together, Eman making the most out of using the second skill to make sure that once someone gets caught in the real world manipulation, in the Numenon Blast, that everyone's just gonna be linked up to her doll and the free damage coming in from the Melissa will hurt. But of course, these two have been fantastic. Nas and Sanford as they duel up top.
Oh man, this continues on, and how we see this, RSG sees a possible way of getting a catch against Echo. They have eyes on the prize.
They're still going.
2 against 1.
Nat's going to be in trouble now. He bit the bait. He flickers out. It looks like Yaoi went down bottom side. There's another fight going on here. Light going to charge up again. Finding Carl Teasy. It's too slow. He eats a gum but dies anyway. Emon finding another kill.
Oh no. The Raiders are all over the map.
Everywhere, everything is going well for them. The deadly combination of Numenon Blast and real-world manipulation together. Echo keeps getting caught, and here's Nas again!
Nas
going wild!
Going on the hunt again. Was 1 punch away.
Oh, 1 punch Nats with this Paquito, and now Echo. How can they even secure a good position, a good set? Because there's the only one that can get a catch here is Yaoi, and they need a follow-up setup.
Yaoi has to interrupt something, either the real-world manipulation of the Eve or the Numenon Blast of the Lilith, or maybe even cash out Eman. But it's the counterplay and just the ultimate combination of RSG that keeps getting Echo. And Echo is a scaling lineup. This lineup that RSG drafted here, they can scale super quickly, which they already have. Now Echo, they might actually be a little bit more patient, wait things out, because it comes to late game, that's when they'll be able to fight things out when Benny Cutie has the damage that he needs. It's going to take a while.
Okay, speaking of taking a while, it's almost 10 minutes of the game, and Echo know their mistakes. How can they be able to reset from this? Because they might call a different way, or they might risk something that Stu Conceal's used.
Yeah, they're going to use the Conceal. Oh, Yaoi might be in a bad position now. He tries his best, but he's going to get shut down. Here comes Light again, charging up. They find and punish Yaoi. And now Echo's in trouble. Numbers disadvantage in their favor. This is a chance. Nav's doing exactly what he has to do on the hunt for Sanford. He goes in. Does he have another punch? Sanford bobbing and weaving. And right now, they're still running for the hills, but they don't want to give up the Lord just yet. Benny Cutie with a blazing duet. Carl Teasy quite low. He falls here, and Benny Cutie. It is RSG Slate Philippines again punishing the world champions.
Oh no, I have seen something out there from Benny Cutie. He wanted to take some minion waves and get on the right moment, but it was not even close to get that damage in from H2.
How much percentage of the surface of the Earth is made up of water?
I need to look it up. Wait.
It's a lot, right? Who are the kings of the sea right now? RSG Slate Philippines.
Yep.
So right now, Echo, despite them being the world champs, they are drowning in the ocean of RSG. And it's ironic because the draft that they have here feels like an ocean.
Well, to answer your question, Renwar, it's 71%.
71% of the Earth is covered in water.
I thought you were going to say it's ironic because they're orcas.
And they're orcas as well.
And they can swim.
How are the orcas drowning?
How deep can they go?
It's the real world manipulation. It's all of the AoE they have. Look at the formation lineup of Echo. Their hero pool is built for close, compact formations. But the lineup of RSG is built to punish that. It's sort of like an Ube style that Echo drafted here, while RSG just overloaded on AoE control and burst.
Oh, as we are looking for something here for Echo to bounce back, the player goal is in the side of Eman and Nats. No wonder they can make a good punch, but Benny Cutie is still climbing up. What they need now is time, but one thing they need to be considerate of is how will they penetrate the border, the defense, with the total damage of Eman and Nats. How can you get through with this?
That's the biggest question here. It's so difficult. And at this point, Echo just needs to wait for all of the ultimates of RSG to be expended and then fight. But how?
That is the question that Orcas that needs to be answered. RSG, they're pushing and squeezing out the Orcas to go out the base, but they're now being careful on every step. They're at the mercy of their 3 last turrets in their base.
My goodness, as we let things settle for just a moment. Echo scrambling to get resources. RSG aggressive. Here's a concealed play, but it's just to send H2 back just so Carl Teasy can get his orange buff. Maybe 6 to 8 minutes before Echo actually has the damage that they need. And again, there's a tremendous amount of utility on the Faramis, but not a tremendous amount of damage.
Okay, so they have defense. Okay, that's answered. Oh, did he? No,
yeah,
no.
he was able to secure his own purple buff, Carl Teasy.
Carl Teasy, okay, still consistent with the take of the objective. And on the context of Renmar, we need, or Echo needs to be in the 20-minute ultra late game state to be able to come back. But one thing that also, there's just 1 or 2 persons can hold the damage, and that's Sanji and Carl Teasy. So in order for you to get across that bridge, is you need to get this major objectives to buy time. But if positioning is concerned, they need to find light on where could his weird positions could come from that changes everything.
Not only that, but the fact that now you have Navs parking himself, putting pressure, right? So you lose Sanford because he's got to basically stay down there 1v1 here. And this Lord now less than half health. Looks like RSG Slate Philippines wants to make Echo work for this. Even the 2 XP laners making their way down, and Light's going to charge up here. And they find the target. Carl Teasy falls. H2O secures the Lord. And now they're collapsing on top of Echo.
2 casualties and the Lord. RSG on the lead.
Barrett is known for eating up his opponents, but Carl Teasy can just constantly eat up the ultimates of RSG. That is the life of this poor old Barrett's right now. Overload on AoE control and burst. All Carl Teasy can do is just stand there. RSG drafted this to perfection.
Man, Pandamentals. That's why they need to go back to their boot camps right away to generate another page.
Look at that. I'm sorry, but look at that. 11,600 gold on the Melissa and only 10,000 for the Claude.
Complete items.
Yeah, that's
onto
scary.
The list. Devastating inside of Echo, but so deadly for the Raiders. They can melt everything in seconds.
They might be looking to end this here. That's a combination again coming out from Light. Going to push them back. Sanford trying to do his best, clearing with Electo final blow. They still have to work on this Lord. They should be able to clear it. They do have to regen here. So far, so good on the defense. Echo holds on to 2 inhibitor turrets. They lose the mid.
Man, I just want to say how the setup is going for RSG. There's a real manipulation, but hold, that's not what's happening here.
They're still going to go. They do get the pole online. He's still got
Danny!
the immortality.
Danny!
Cutie goes in with the blazing duet. Can they follow up on this? H2O now quite low. Right again, finding 2 with a Numenum blast. Carl Teasy using the Daytona's welcome to help out, but it might be too late as Carl Teasy falls as well. Emon unleashes, and in a dominating fashion, RSG Slate Philippines has their eyes on the prize. Gonna get pulled here. They get the cold altar out. Yowie falls, and they take game 1 against the world champions, Echo.
We talked about a throwback draft.
Yep.
That